Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Moon Colony live stream. I hope you're all doing well. Happy Wednesday, middle of the week, not far from the weekend now. But today we're doing something that we haven't done in quite a while. I feel like just everything has been stacking up on top of us. So we're doing another material study. So I think the last one that we did might have been, I don't know, was it around
I think
Christmas
the
time?
bark one.
Oh, it was the bark one. Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we did just one this year, I think.
Yeah,
This will be the second this
yeah,
year.
yeah. We've had so much else to do that it's kind of just like swept behind us. But we're back to do a more sort of fitting kind of Halloweeny one. It might be quite niche, but I think it's still fun to do. It'll be cool
Yeah.
to see. You love Leonie's background. Yeah, me too. We're trying something different today. Getting Leonie's camera from somewhere else, so he's got a funny background, which unfortunately I can't have. But maybe next time we'll do it. We'll see if we can do it that way. Um, but yeah, do you want to take people through what we'll be doing today, and then I can post some resources in the Discord, and we can crack on.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we are back again to our rockets, and today we are going to do the classic pumpkin material
Yeah.
jack-o'-lantern thingy. So yeah, I was kind of thinking about doing both just the normal version and the lit version, uh, because like you can see that in many of these references, when you have like the inside part glowing, you have to have the outside a little bit dimmer in
Hmm.
terms of color, so like the inside can shine. So actually this is already the first tip. If you want something to look bright, you have to darken the surroundings. Okay, so it's like, yeah, I will probably just do it like this first,
Hmm.
like normal, and then probably darken the whole thing to make the internal part uh, lit. Okay, and yeah, I don't know if Jaden already provided to you in Discord, but you have
Hmm.
the material references and the PSD, so you can work along if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Okay.
if you're part of our Discord, then you can find all of that in the streaming channel. So there's a category called Moon Colony, and then under that, streaming, and then the reference board and PSD are in there. So grab that, and you can follow along. As
Yeah.
always, feel free to
Yeah,
ask any
or you can
questions.
do your own version. You
Yeah.
don't need to try to copy what I'm doing. You can do whatever you want. For example, in these references, we have like different references, even like different colors for pumpkins,
Hmm.
and some that are rotten. I think these look very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can uh, do whatever you want with this. Okay. And one thing that I always do is just go first through the guidelines on how to do this kind of study, especially for those of you that are beginners in this. It's always good to do material studies with references. So, of course, we're going to have references to try to understand the material that we are trying to do.
Mhm.
And then the second tip would be to take your time to observe the references. Don't rush and start copying it, because like you can do it, but it's better if you understand what you're seeing. And for you to understand it better, it's good if you can separate the light properties from the object properties. So uh, every reference has a different light uh, situation. For example, this one, like the background is white, it's shot in a studio, and then you have one that is shot in a overcast day
Mhm.
outside. So it's like every reference will have some information about light and shadow that you have to be able to separate from the material. So you have to understand, for example, that sometimes the color you're seeing is coming from the light plus the color of the material. Okay.
Mhm.
And don't zoom in and get to details too soon. Try to do this exercise without zooming in too much. Okay. So yeah, this is our base, and we are going to start working with it. Uh, as we were setting things up, I started doing some lines on top of what I think we could do. So yeah, in terms of elements in the rocket, we already have the window thingy that makes sense to make a hole. And because I'm trying to do some kind of a jack-o'-lantern thing, I will draw a mouth here. So yeah, when you're doing that, it's important to think about perspective and volumes. So I was thinking about how to make uh, this material thicker, so like this thickness is very important.
Yeah.
And to do that, it's important that these somewhat line up in terms of angle. Of course, like being an organic material like a pumpkin, you don't need to be perfect with that. But yeah, you don't. It's important that they follow somewhat of a similar line, going in. And one thing that I will do is also make these parts like deeper. I think will look nicer, and if it's not just like it was on the original.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think with this I can already kind of start rendering. So yeah, what I usually do, I grab from my references what will give me the best reference to start, because like every one of these have different properties. I think the most classic one in terms of reference for a material study is probably this one,
Mm-hmm.
because I have like the base color somewhat untouched. So it's like the light is very white, so it's not coloring the base color too much. And also I have a nice reflection of the light source here. So probably this is outside, and this white part is a reflection of the sky that you can actually see here on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And probably on the surroundings you have maybe parts of the building or maybe trees or something that are like blocking the light like this. So you have this part and you have the sky hitting this part. So yeah, and it's kind of glossy in a way that I can both see the base material very well, but also like nice reflections.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I can see that this is not being hit directly by the sun, because I don't have any very sharp shadow shapes forming. And also, like I can see, for example, that some of this part inside is getting lit, but not creating a harsh shadow. Like if this was being hit by the sun directly, you would have something like this, for example, which is like a very sharp shadow,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But because we don't have it, probably this is like not hit directly by the sun, but indirectly, which creates like a very smooth transition to the light and shadow, and it's pretty nice. I think, yeah, maybe just this one it's a little bit more straight up lit, but also it doesn't seem like it's lit directly by the sun. Probably you have sun coming from a window or something here.
Hmm.
But this is a little bit more evident, like what planes are hit by light and what planes are in shadow. So yeah, if you sometimes struggle with light and shadow, uh, something like this is a better reference. In general, I like to draw with very distinct shapes of light and shadow. I think it's best for you to study how to do that. But because we are mostly focused on the material here, I think having a somewhat neutral uh, light situation is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is also a nice reference because you have a lot of these reflections that are cool. You have like a more texture to it. So maybe something like this would be nice. Also some color variations here and there.
Mm.
So yeah, maybe I can use that later, but I'll start with this one, which is
Yeah.
the most classic. And one thing that it's important on these exercises that we do in the material studies is that usually we are doing things in a more like stylized way. I'm not trying to be realistic with this.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't care too much about like the details being perfect or anything. So I'm approaching this in a stylized way. Okay.
Sure.
So yeah, this one I think is pretty straightforward. So I can just start with the base color. So I can tweak this to my liking,
Hmm.
a little bit more yellow. I like saturated colors, so I'll go with something like this. And then I'll try to like render the material like the big shapes first and then go to smaller shapes. So in this one, I'll just get the color on top that is a little less saturated to simulate this sky box or something. And then going to the shadow planes, I tend to go more saturated. So yeah, do something like this. Uh, the rocket is a nice like uh, base for us to study because I have some sharper edges like this part here that is more like uh, angular,
Yeah.
and also some areas that are very smooth and round. So I think you have combination of both is nice. So yeah, I will put this in the planes that are facing up. And like you can create volume in your drawing when you have this kind of thing, right? So like think about what planes of your object are facing up, what are facing forward, what are facing down, and try to separate them like that.
I just take a second to say that we are only 3 followers away from our next follower goal. So
1 million.
yeah, from 1 million. Yeah.
Nice.
We're 3 followers away from 3,000. So if you're not following already and you are watching and you're enjoying the stream so far, then please consider giving us a follow. It would be much appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think with these pumpkins, it's cool because you do get that like nice round glossiness,
Mm-hmm.
which we fun. So even if you're not like wanting to practice the material specifically, it'll be a good practice to practice those glossy textures as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a very common practice
Mm.
if you think about like how old painters practiced. They usually had fruits on a
Yeah.
table, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is a very nice way to study
Mm.
light and shadow, materials, like volumes and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can totally do that type of exercise uh, with real fruit, you know.
Mm.
So yeah, just go to the supermarket, get some fruit, put on a table, and like with a nice lamp, and
Yeah.
try to paint them. Like it's a really nice study to do. It's not no joke.
Yeah. I mean, I remember my lecturer at university had this story about when he went to like an art school for a while, and he was saying that he was painting this fruit bowl, and his teacher would come round and be like, "No, you've got it wrong. No, you've got it wrong. No, you've got it wrong." And he just didn't get it. And then after a while, his teacher was like, "You're not looking at the colors. You're thinking about
Yeah,
the you're thinking about the
yeah,
colors
the
as
concept of the colors.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like yeah. So it's like yeah, you've got like a yellow banana there, sure, but it's not just yellow. Like it's not just yellow. It's also like blues, and you've got the light reflecting off of it, and
yeah,
it's got a bit of shine to it, and that changes the colors and stuff. So yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, you can get a lot from fruit for sure.
yeah, for sure.
Um, just say a couple of hellos in the chat. So, hi Elvira, hi Lisa, hi Kathy, um, hi FFS Angel. Ignacio said something that I can't understand. Um,
You can try.
un saludo muito grande para menino Jaden and menino Leoni. I don't know.
Okay.
Hi Ignacio. uh, Hi, Nomus. He said those squished pumpkins are me on Mondays. Yeah, same. Um, Daniel Ortiz, nice to see you. Guino Shuto, nice to see you too. Follow Moon Colony, Jaden's face reveal at 1,000 followers. We've already passed 1,000, but you know, maybe I can shave my beard off or something. If we
Yeah,
when
it will
we
be nipples reveal. Jaden's nipples reveal.
reveal, no, we want people to follow, not unfollow. um, FFS Angel says, I'll join this art competition this time. Excited to paint a villain, but I have no idea on what to paint. You'll think of something. There's plenty.
Yeah, you can already do a pumpkin villain,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, that'd be cool.
After this stream, you'll be ready to do a pumpkin villain.
Yeah, yeah, a pumpkin head. That'd be cool. But yeah, we've got great competition theme. I've seen so many people already start working on their entries. So good luck to everyone who's seen it. Um, if you if you haven't seen our competition yet, then go and check it out on Discord. The theme is vile villains, so you can make any villain you like. It can be a I don't know. I always use the example of like a James Bond sort of cat stroking swivel chair sitting villain, or maybe something a bit extra. Maybe you could do like full on Disney villain if you wanted.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out. You can see the brief in Discord. Take a look.
Yeah. So, while you were saying that, I already started working on like secondary shapes. So it's like when I'm doing that, I'm thinking about making sure that this feels like it's going around like this, and then you have like a endpoint that start going up. So it's like when I realized that this looks good, I started doing it all the time. So instead of just, for example, making something like this, which is just making, for example, it feels like both sides are like going to light and then shadow and then shadow and light. When I realized that looks better when you see like you have a fall off to shadow, and then you go straight to light. I like this changed my life, so I started doing it actually a little bit too much in the beginning. Like, so for example, I drawing character faces, and all of the features in the face were very sharp like this because it looks very nice.
Mm.
But then later I learned how to like make this effect less prominent everywhere. So it's like I don't want to make this super uh, sharp everywhere. So I think this is a nice thing to develop over time, like
Yeah.
knowing where to step back a little bit. You know.
Kind of kind of reminds me of like a hot air balloon because they have
Yeah,
those very
it's kind of
sharp,
like that.
yeah, they have those
Uh-huh.
really sharp creases in them.
And yeah, one thing that also looks good is when like inside the crease you have the like a highlight
Hmm.
in the middle. This is also something that looks nice, but you also have to be careful, not overdoing it. But it's like a very nice uh, highlight in the middle like this.
Yeah.
It can look real cool. Okay.
So you're just going in and separating those light and darks, like where the
Yeah.
light is hitting. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm painting in a more organic way right now because I'm already trying to figure out these uh, like dark parts
Hmm.
because I have a nice separation between having uh, some parts that are in light, but
Yeah.
then I go for something that is more pure in color. And this is the thing that you have some kind of object, probably trees or something that are blocking the light coming from the sky. So this color is more pure.
Hmm.
And then I go straight to like something that is less saturated and like more influenced by the light source, you know. And this looks very, very cool. If I can get these parts correct, like looking cool here,
Yeah.
I think I can already sell a lot of the idea of the material. So like the rest, it can be somewhat simplified and grouped, you know, if I get the lit parts uh, well done, you know.
Hmm. Yeah. So as we go along, if anyone has any questions, then feel free to drop them in the chat. I can pass them on.
Yeah.
But
Or you can ask questions to Jaden also.
yeah, I don't know what questions you'll have for me, but but yeah, go ahead. So what's Halloween? What's Halloween like around where you live, Leonie? Is it about the same as like your typical kind of Americanized sort of Halloween?
Yeah, for the people who care about Halloween, they
Yeah,
try to imitate what is the like uh, Halloween from the US looks like, but this is not a like a common thing.
yeah.
It's like if you have something Halloween decorated, it's it's very very simplified. So it's
Mhm.
like if you go in a supermarket, maybe it will be like a one shelf of like some things that are Halloween themed, but actually we already have Christmas themed things around the town, you know,
Oh yeah,
because
same.
people don't care about Halloween here.
Yeah, we have. I go into my like local supermarket, and they have one aisle, and half of the aisle is Christmas stuff, and the other half of the aisle is Halloween stuff, and that's it. So it's like, yeah, I think Halloween is kind of becoming less and less popular uh, with like activities. People still have Halloween parties, but you don't see as many like trick or treaters anymore, and people don't really decorate their houses as much now as they used to when I was a kid.
I see.
Uh, hey, Lemon Emlyn, nice to see you. Which is sad because Halloween is amazing. Yeah, Halloween is really cool. But this is the thing I don't really get. Like, so many people that I know are like, "Oh, I love Halloween," but then they don't decorate or anything like that. I think people like the vibe, but
Maybe they are grown-ups,
you can be a grown up and still decorate for Halloween. I'm a grown up and I decorate for Christmas, and what's the difference?
Yeah, Jaden, you're not a regular person, You dressed up as an orc.
That is true. Yeah, yeah. Well, they're saying that there's people at Moon Colony who I'm pretty sure last year, like last sort of November, they were like, "Yep, Christmas tree's up," and it's like, "Geez, okay." But spooky season is the best season. It's up there. Yeah.
Maybe we should do Day of the Dead like they do in Mexico.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Although, like, I'm trying to think about I'm trying to think about what a British Day of the Dead would look like, and it it's really depressing.
More depressing than an average day.
Yeah, it's like I feel like the Mexican Day of the Dead is just really celebratory. Like it's like a celebration of uh
Yeah,
who these people were in life and stuff. But in the UK, it would just be like they were just my mate Phil, who I went to the pub with every week.
yeah. Here, the Day of the Dead is just going to the cemetery, visiting graves, and that's it. And give
Yeah,
and like resting flowers on the grave, and that's it.
I've never. I don't know. My family have never really visited their their family's graves or anything like that. Like my grandma passed away when I was like 14, and my dad has never been to her grave like since she got buried. So I think it's just one of those things.
Yeah, maybe it depends on the family a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
possibly.
not. In my family, is also not a tradition to do it.
Mm,
But I've been to uh, graves like for my grandparents a couple of times.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but probably it was like I was just around. Yeah, why not? Let's
Why
go
not?
there.
Yeah.
It's a nice place, like a
Yeah.
garden and something, like
Mm,
very chill place.
yeah. Yeah. See, graveyards in the UK are just kind of like like I don't know. They're cared for, but they're still just kind of grass with gravestones on it. So it's not really
Yeah,
like there's nothing like super wholesome about going to them or anything. It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like, well, it's just
yeah.
depressing.
Here it's like it depends a
Yeah.
lot on the place. We have like all types of cemeteries, right? Like we have the very depressing ones,
Yeah.
and like some that they try to make into a nice place that you can go and like have like plants and trees and things like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
But usually the urban ones are just like 1,000 gravestones and that's it.
Yeah. Well, they'd have to pay to make it more interesting, wouldn't they? So they're not going to do that.
Yeah. One thing that I always find interesting about graves is like the grave competition. So people
Yeah.
that are important, they want to have the fancier graves.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that too. You go into a grave like a graveyard and you're like, "Hey, who has the fanciest grave?" And sometimes it's not even like the richest person there.
Yeah.
It's just
And
like,
one thing that's it's kind of messed up here is that people still uh, things from graves. Like if you do like a copper like tablet or something with
Yeah.
information, people can just steal it because it's like you can sell it or like destroy it and make money with it. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, so we have to use cheaper material so people don't just grab the
That's so
slates.
messed up. uh, Lolifaz Art says, my only Halloween tradition is to watch Nightmare Before Christmas at least 3 times. Wow, that's that's a pretty hefty tradition. It's a good movie, but man, 3 times in a month is phew. uh, a grave competition. Yeah, I don't think I'd care at that point because I won't even see it. Nah, you got to do it because you want to flex on everybody else that's there. Like, yeah, you might not notice, but I'm gonna have like an RGB gamer grave.
Yes.
You stand near it and like just RGB lights just blind
Yeah,
anyone that's in the graveyard.
and like a statue of you, like a emperor of Rome or
Yeah,
something, you know.
yeah. I'll have a, I'll be there. I'll be holding like an Xbox controller in one hand and a keyboard in the other. It'll be a moment. It'll be one of the graves in history.
And it will be even cooler if you are in your underwear with socks
Oh
and with a
yeah,
controller like this.
yeah,
It will be
yeah.
super.
That's exactly how it's gonna be. Uh, my grave will be all custom with Santos FC. That's a good one, Ignacio. Yeah, you gotta rep the football club even in death. You have Jack and Sally tattooed on your arm. You just love the movie. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's fair. I have a friend who goes as Sally to like every Halloween party that I've ever been to. They go as Sally every single time, so that's fair. Elvira asks, is there a way to check if the color is too saturated or too gray, or do you just have to compare it visually?
uh, I don't know. I just go with my instinct in that. One
Yeah.
thing that I do is I avoid going saturated both in light and dark. So it's like,
Yeah.
for example, my lit part is this color
Hmm.
right now. Like if I sample here, it's like close to this. And my shadow part, like if the core part is like this. And if I go for the very, very dark part for now, at least, is this. So it's like gradually more saturated.
Yeah.
So I would avoid, for example, going my lit part and doing, oh, sorry, let me just grab the correct layer. So like doing this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would avoid doing that or like going saturated everywhere, like this. So yeah, in general, even like if you have illustration that have multiple colors, especially if you have like warm and cools, avoid going saturated both ways. So if you have a like cooler shadows or like composition when you have blue and orange, for example, that are very complementary colors, one of those ends you should go desaturated to favor the other side, you know.
Hmm.
If you go saturated in both ends, it tends to look too weird, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like basically that's what I do. It's more like it's a trial and error thing, and also follow your references. Also, like a nice tip for that is like when you're selecting references, try to avoid getting references that are already very filtered, you know. So for example, in photography, sometimes people tend to over sharpen or over like saturate stuff, things
Yeah.
like that. So that's why it's always a nice idea for you to grab your own references or observe things from life,
Hmm.
because you can avoid this type of trouble, when
Yeah.
searching for references. Yeah.
Uh,
So buy a pumpkin right away
yeah.
to do this study. That's the correct way.
Yeah. Go and buy a pumpkin and take some photos of it. Um,
And then you have to eat it.
yeah, true,
Don't
but
don't waste it, please.
that's the fun bit. You can make like a nice pumpkin pie. Although saying that, I've never had a pumpkin pie, so uh, Kathy says, regarding that, can I add to the question? You sure can. Um, what do you do to control as much as possible the saturation you may have with mobiles, PC monitors, etc.? I always have a problem with that. Like in the PC, it looks amazing, then I go to the phone and it's super saturated.
Yeah, this is a struggle that we
Hmm.
have, right? Knowing how to treat our colors, uh, thinking about like what type of monitor people will see it in. So yeah, you have just to, like what I do, I think most people do, is like have one monitor that you trust the colors to be accurate.
Hmm.
So the way I regulate my monitor was like I grab a bunch of images that I like from other artists, and I create like a canvas that I can see all of those images, and I try to calibrate my monitor so those images look nice, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I really like these images, so these will be the references that I will probably use for a lot of my artwork. So yeah, I calibrate for that those colors to look correct
Hmm.
in my view, and
Yeah.
then I go with that. For example, I have a very expensive monitor. I'm painting on uh, the new Cintiq 27-inch. Uh, so it's like it can display a bazillion colors or something, but it's like it's so over the top in terms of quality that when I see the images in whatever other monitor, it doesn't look right, you know.
Yeah.
So what I did, I just changed the color profile for something that is more common and
Hmm.
not too fancy. So I can paint colors in a way that they will look the way I'm seeing it when I display it on a like a cheaper monitor, you know,
Hmm.
something like that. And also, I think a nice thing is like using your phone as a reference. Probably is a good move because people will watch things on their phones most of the time. So yeah, uh, like every once in a while, export the image to your phone to see how it looks. If it looks too bad, probably you need to tweak your colors.
Mm.
But in general, I can say that if your values look nice, uh, I think your colors will have like the best uh, chance to look nice in a monitor, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, try to make a painting that is balanced in the value part. So like in black and white.
Hmm.
Yeah, because colors are very, very tricky. I'm actually struggling a little bit with that exporting video because I was rendering videos on Premiere, and in the preview they look amazing in terms of color, but when I export it, they look dull. I say, what the hell? So it's like I was trying to overcompensate and like uh, oversaturate things on the preview so I can export them and they look correct. But yeah, no chance so far, like of making things look the way I want. So yeah, it can be tricky.
Yeah. Also, I think like no matter how well you calibrate your monitor, like no one like the average person does not calibrate their monitor to any
Yeah,
kind of like. I've never calibrated a monitor in my life, um, and I don't even think you can do it on a phone, at least not by default. Um,
yeah. So that's why I say that it's, if you use your phone, for example, as a standard, it's a good thing,
yeah,
because it's like, yeah, it's probably what most people will see the images on.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Um, so yeah, as
I
Elvira said, like calibrate it according to how people will view it. So yeah,
Yeah,
you can have the best monitor in the world, but then it doesn't, as you
I
said, it
was
can be too good.
I was watching an interview with like one of the biggest producers of music in
Mm,
all history, like a guy called Rick Rubin, right? And
yeah,
he was saying that even in the early days, the thing that he did, like every time he mixed a song, he would listen in his car, and
yeah,
if the song did not uh, sound well in a car sound, he would like remix it,
hmm,
and he had like two things to listen to the music. It's in the car, probably like being an old 70s or 80s car, so it's like very cheap
yeah,
sounding, and having like a tape recorder or something real simple to listen to the song. So if it doesn't sound good on those like very bad speakers, you probably have to fix a little bit.
yeah, yeah. Which is
Yeah, but it
funny.
can be very very tricky.
Mm. It's just funny. Like you can spend so much money on getting like amazing equipment to make your audio quality sound the best that it can and stuff, and then it's like, well, only about 1% of the people listening to this are gonna have like actual like studio levels of of audio in their house. It's
Yeah, maybe it's even less than 1%.
yeah, probably yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah, because it's the same with illustration and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, for music is even worse because people probably will listen to your song on a phone and like on the toilet or whatever,
Yeah, yeah, that's
or in a public space
yeah,
where like you have a bunch of sound going around. So it's like,
yeah,
yeah, no one just sits and listen to music, like, okay, I will mute every other sound and just
just
focus on
listen.
this.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think it's even worse than
mhm,
for illustration.
yeah, yeah. I was watching an interview with oh, I always forget what his name is. I keep wanting to call him like Jack Maximoff, but it's not. It's something Maximoff, and he's like a record producer, I think. Um,
Hmm.
I don't remember, but and he produced for Sabrina Carpenter, and he was going through like his track and breaking it down into like you know all of the different layers that he had in it and stuff. And I was
Yep.
watching it, and I was like, yeah, this is great. Like, there's a lot of thought that's gone into this, but no, but you can't tell. like, like
Yep.
he was saying at one point, like, oh yeah, I got like a world class violinist to come in and record this like violin piece, and then I cut it down to like 3 seconds and turned the volume down so you can barely hear it, and then you're listening to the song, and it's like
Yeah, it's buried
there's
underneath
nothing.
a
Yeah,
lot of layers. Yeah.
yeah, it's like there's nothing. You like it added nothing.
Yeah, but to be fair, like I'm trying to be a little bit better in producing songs and like mixing and stuff. And like a lot of these can uh, seem unimportant and like go unnoticed,
Mm,
but you can uh, feel the difference when
yeah,
things are not there. So it's like every single layer might seem useless, but if you stack all of these useless layers, they make
yeah,
a difference. Something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. It kind of reminds me of like when you hear like a heavy metal band or something and they have a bass guitarist and
Yeah.
you're like, why are you even there, dude? Like you can't hear, like you can't hear it. But then
Yeah, but you can feel
yeah,
it, you
yeah,
know?
and then you listen to the track without the bass guitarist in it, and you're like, oh wow, okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, the guitars by themselves look like sound like crap.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And like when you start to learn how to mix, because
Yeah.
like when you are just a great guitarist, you know, say, yeah, I'll just bump up the bass, the treble, the mid of my guitar and like sound full. But like when we are mixing a song,
Mm,
usually we just take the bass out of guitar
yeah.
uh, a lot, so it's like it sounds very weak by itself, but when you add bass to it, it like sounds way better, you know?
Yeah. I love how you've
Yeah,
added a
but
bit of the. Yeah, I was going to say I love how you've added into this all of the like
yeah,
windows
reflections
and
of the
stuff now.
environment in
Yeah,
this side, you know, and
yeah.
like this will make a huge difference in the end to make it feel more like the environment is interacting with the materials, right?
Yeah.
So actually, I will do this a little bit more on the underside. So it's like the table or whatever surface this is in. Like I'll get this reflected back a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, for this type of thing, I like doing it in a different layer because I can just add like this, and then I can just erase.
Yeah.
You know, for example, this will not affect the inside of the mouth, so I can just delete this, right? Also, this part that is facing up, I can delete.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I can tweak this texture to be more subtle, and like in this type of detail, you can really show what the texture is, like if it's a glossy material or if it's more like dull. So yeah, if I want this to be very reflective, I can make this like this, you know? So it's like,
wow.
it's a little bit over the top, of course, but it will make my material look like it's more glossy and reflective, you know? So yeah, we have to control this so it's not too distracting.
Yeah.
This type of thing tends to look better when it's barely noticeable, you know. So it's like it's there, it's making a difference, but the audience cannot tell, you know. I think this like makes sense even with the music production talk that we were having. It's like, yeah, some things may look like pass unnoticed, but they add layers to it. They add information that is subtle, but they can make a difference.
Yeah. Lemon Emlyn also put in the chat a little tip for Procreate users. By default, the files are set to the P3 color profile, which is for
Yep.
Apple's screens, which makes it really colorful, but for non-Apple devices and most of the websites it might end up on, more gray. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they go to Rec
sRGB.
709, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, it's sRGB. Like sRGB is the standard, and Apple uses P3, which is a little bit wider gamut.
Yeah.
And this monitor is like even higher than that, so it's like it's very like it can be very colorful. So it's like I have to. I think I put on P3 because like my other devices are Apple devices, and like it's a Mac Mini that I use for painting. So it's like, okay, I'll go with that standard.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty common standard nowadays. So yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Spiffy says bounce light equals bass guitar. Got it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Bounce light is more like not bass guitar, but more like production layers. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
it would be, for example, the backing vocals, or like the ambient sounds
Mhm.
in the song. Like sometimes you hear a song that is the bass, the instruments are just like bass guitar, and drums or whatever, but you can hear a sound like a very faint piano sound, or something like that. These would be like the ambient, like reflections.
Yeah, so all you need to do is just compare everything in illustration to the music production business, and it all becomes so much easier.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, and actually, uh like if you're into music, this type of thing makes sense, but maybe you're into other types of things that will make more sense to you.
Yeah,
Doesn't need to be music, of course.
yeah.
For example, one thing that I always say, like, to people is like, I make comparisons between painting and going to the gym, but I never did go to the gym. So for example, doing exercises, it's like you cannot go all over the place doing a bunch of things at the same time. Like, you have to be focused on like doing a specific exercise and understand what you're doing, so you don't hurt yourself.
Hmm.
Like, I think we have a lot of good comparisons between like making exercises and actually painting and drawing.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that I like to say a lot is like, you can watch someone lift weights your whole life, and this will not make you a good weightlifter.
Hmm.
Like, you have to do it yourself, and it's like very similar to painting. So you can watch tutorials and stuff, courses, whatever, but you have to put the work yourself. So this is the only way that you're actually improving.
Yeah. I tried to put some of the things that I've learnt into practice this weekend, because
Hmm.
I decided that I was going to try and paint some of my many, many, many Warhammer miniatures this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Uh, yeah, I spent 7 hours on one, and it's still nowhere near done. um,
Yeah, but I think for this kind of thing, it's good if you approach it in a mindset that you want to make this a fun experience and
yeah.
not a stressful one. And I think this is, at least for me, this is one of my biggest struggles, is like, when I try to do in my free time anything that is uh, related to visual arts,
Hmm.
I tend to get stressed because I want it to make good,
Yeah.
like to look good. For example, I bought some clay to model, try to make a sculpture,
Hmm.
and I just got stressed because I was not good at it. I said, I should be. But why? Like, I did not sculpt anything for over 10 years. Like, how
Yeah.
would I be good at doing that? Yeah, but it's like, because it's art related, like, you have so much pressure, because,
Yeah.
oh,
You, you
you're
put a lot
supposed
on
to
it.
be a
Yeah.
professional artist.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. Yeah. Kathy says, "I feel you, my friend. I have the same feeling. I want to do it as a hobby, and I feel stress anyway." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even a professional artist, and I feel stressed out painting like miniature, like little figurine things. That stresses me out. So I can't imagine being like, I do this for a job, and yet I'm still
I
struggling.
suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. This is not a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we are already approaching 1 hour,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, I tend to do like this. Uh, and then I do like a creature with it.
Mm.
So instead of just painting the light on this, maybe I'll just go and paint the creature.
Sure.
Or actually, yeah, let me just duplicate this real quick, and I'll do in 5 minutes just to show what I will do.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to make this glow inside, if I just grab the inside part and, for example, do this, yeah, it's okay, it's fine, but it doesn't look as good as if I, for example, just make the environment darker. Yeah, this is already look way cooler,
Yeah.
just making everything dimmer. So maybe I can even like apply this to the background. So for example, doing this, then I can just maybe make this part less dark a little bit, or not. Yeah, let's keep it like this. Then I'll do the inside. Yeah, so here I will get this part to lit up a little bit. Transform selection. Okay.
And then we do a laser beam coming out of its eye.
Yes. Yeah, if I just let me do something real quick. This. Just so I have this separate. And then I'm gonna have this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so I can just do something like this, right? So if I go to my references, this is a good reference because it's just a photo of it. So this is very yellow.
Man, I love jack-o'-lanterns. They always make me feel so cozy.
Yeah, the problem also about these seasonal events here, I always say that, is that like our weather is so much different.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes it makes no sense.
Yeah. Hey, we reached 3,000 follower goal. So thank you so much. Who was it that tipped us over the edge? Jika Chen, thank you. 3,000. We finally did it.
Come on, guys. Like
Nice
over an hour to get 3 followers? Come on. You can do better than this.
Yeah. we have to be proud that we reached 3,000 though, and I very much am. I mean, that's still pretty big. That's still pretty quick growth. So, Ignacio's like Jaden face reveal. My face is here. Maybe when we reach like 10, I'll go and just like clean shaven. Yeah, which is truly horrific, and I don't think anyone should see that. But But no, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for all the support and for coming and watching the streams. It's much appreciated. Our next goal, man,
1 million followers.
$1 million. I can't change the goal amount, the next goal amount during the stream. I think the next one,
Our next goal is 3001.
3001. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so yeah, it will be something like this, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
And this is a nice thing that you can do in Photoshop. Is like you can even create animations of it. You know, it's nice. Like create a spooky animation when you have just 2 or 3 states of the image with different light situations. Something that it's fun to play with, I think. So it will make sense if we have some of these lights hitting the floor also, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Daniela Ivanova says, "Oh, hey guys, love to see the Halloween mood." Yeah. Shiroi, for that light, do you use any special effect on the layer? Yeah, because we can't see your layer window.
Oh yeah. When I did this, which is just like lighting up things, this is a hard light layer. This is what I like the most. Yeah, but like this lit version is just to see how I would approach it, but it's not perfect. I would probably like tweak the light and shadow, do more things. But yeah, I think we can go straight to creating a character with this. It will be nicer.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so I will just
Daniela, Daniela just asked, how did you pick the hue for the color? The hue of the color for the lighting layer. Sorry.
It's like for this type of thing, I just usually place the layer first, like without worrying too much about color. So for example, I can go, for example, just full white like this. So it's like more about the shape than the actual color. And then I just create like I press Ctrl U to go to the hue saturation tab, and I just play with this until I find like a saturation and like luminosity that I think looks nice.
Yeah.
So in this thing, because it's like very orangey red type of light, I just selected, let me show you how it looks. So it's like this, if I go to normal layer, it's this color. Okay, it's like very saturated yellow, orange, something like that. Yeah, but for this type of effect, it's just you can play around with color and opacity to see what looks best. In general, I tend to not go too overboard with layer effects. So usually I start doing them very bright, and then I just lower the opacity so it's not too digital looking, you know. It's like it's there, but it's not too over the top.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, they said, gotcha, thanks. The magic of digital art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the freedom to mess around with it as much as you want. Hello, love me and you. That's a very nice name, very wholesome. Welcome.
Okay, so I'll just keep my rockets here as secondary reference right now. So I will just think about something that we can do for a creature.
Yeah, sure. So I mentioned it at the start of the stream, but if you weren't here, then I'll mention it again. If you want to get this PSD that doesn't have the pre-painted rocket in it, unfortunately, but you'll get the outline for it. You'll get the line art for it, and you'll also get the reference board too. You can take a look in our Discord. We have a streaming channel, so have a look in there and grab the PSD and give this a shot yourself. And if you are following along and you're now moving on to doing a pumpkin creature, then show us that too, because I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I really like this on the bottom. Maybe I'll go for something that kind of looks like that one.
Yeah, I like him because he's got like a bit of an overbite. I like that. What I'd like to see is Jaden's Halloween costume. I am probably, I don't know if I'm even going to a Halloween party this year, but I would probably end up using the same costume that I used last year, which I could show you, I guess, or I could wear my orc mask. Who knows? I have like a really high quality Halloween costume now that I just have an orc mask laying around. Yes, you could. It's not that impressive. Hold on. Let me. I'm not going to put it on, but let me just grab it. I'll turn my camera off for a second. This pumpkin kind of reminds me of like that. Do you remember that old meme, the troll face?
Yeah.
Meme? It looks exactly like that.
Yeah, I will probably just do like a pumpkin face and then just stick some very simple arms and legs to it, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Here is my Halloween costume that I wore last year. It is man being carried by zombie. It was very creative. It was very good. It cost me like £20, but you can see the zombie face right there. It's great. I liked it. But yeah, I don't know. I could wear that this year, or I could be an orc man. Jaden turning off the camera to prevent us from seeing his baby legs, just like PewDiePie. Yeah, you don't want to see my baby legs. What you don't realize is that everything else in my room is way bigger, no, way smaller than a normal room, because I'm really small. I'm a little teeny tiny guy.
Yeah, I know that.
And yet I'm still taller than Leoni.
No. Just have nicer posture. Very straight posture.
You should spend the 31st in costume all day, even without going to any party. Well, on the 31st, I was thinking of doing like another live stream where we get all of the community guys. We'll get a magma board up and we'll draw some Halloween monsters and stuff together. That would be fun. It's okay, Jaden. We still like you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Must look dope when you're dancing in it. I didn't do any dancing in that last year. I had the Halloween party in my flat with some friends, so it was mostly just drinking, to be honest. Which meant my stumbling around was like a bit more normal, because it was like, he's being carried by a zombie. I'm like, nope, I'm just drunk. This little pumpkin guy.
Huh?
He's this little guy. He's like the minion of the Pumpkin King or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how to create nicer shapes, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
What does the top of the pumpkin look like? Hold on, my camera's in front of it. Ah, you don't see the top because it's all collapsed in on itself.
yeah,
Hey, Sneakio, nice to see you.
actually, I was thinking about adding a bird on top of his head. Let's see.
Yeah, cute. Daniela asks, Leonie, what about your Halloween costume?
I'm wearing it right now.
I did think you looked quite scary. Yeah. Leonie doesn't need to wear a Halloween costume. He just is Halloween.
Personification of Halloween.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't have any mirrors in his house. Because every time he looks in a mirror, he scares himself and it just smashes anyway. Fidel said, "Hey, question to Leonie. What would you
Hey,
like? What would you like to see in a concept artist portfolio applying for Moon Colony?" Well, I mean, Leonie doesn't really deal with the talent acquisition side
yeah,
of things, but do you have any just general tips? I guess.
yeah. For me, it's a mixture of having skill. So it's like uh, the the basics, right? Having a nice understanding of design and perspective and like the technical part of drawing.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you're able to give some nice spin on it, so it's not like yeah generalistic and very common looking portfolio. You know, it's like if you can have something that is very unique, at least for me, I think makes your portfolio stand out a little bit more. But it's like it depends a lot on like for who you're applying, like if it's like for a specific project. So for example, I already said that many times, but here in Mo Colony we have like very distinct projects.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can work on Diablo or on Clash Royale, you know, it's like totally different approaches. So yeah, in general, you should have like a like your portfolio should lean more towards a specific style. So for example, if you like more realistic stuff, yeah, probably you have to do more of that in your portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just try to be consistent and have like good technical skills. So it's like very nice foundational skills.
Yeah.
But it's hard, especially if you're not seeing the portfolio. Is hard to say exactly what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we
Yeah, but in general, like the consistency part is very important. So it's like if you have one project that is very different from the rest, it can throw the recruiter off, you know.
yeah.
So it's like in general, it's good if you avoid any like confusion.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, when I'm recruiting you, I want to know for sure what I will get, you know. So for example, if you have very distinct styles or maybe like have one crappy looking work alongside with very good ones, it's like, yeah, I don't know if I like get this person to work on my project if the image that he will send is not the image that I liked but the image that I disliked, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, try to be consistent with your work.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was just going to say that Daniela is right. We do have portfolio reviews this Friday with one of
True.
our art directors, Rin. So you can come along and watch that. We've uh, closed off submissions for that now, but but yeah, you can definitely come along and watch. Like you can learn a lot from it. Um, or if you want a more in-depth, like personal portfolio review, then you can go on to Lunar Academy and you can pay to have one with some of
Yeah.
the art directors or Emra.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you just select the person that you want,
yeah,
see their schedule, and you can book a portfolio review.
yeah. So I'll drop a link to uh, the Lunar Academy section. But if you're not part of the Discord already, then join in that for sure. There you go. Those always fall on my shift days. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What days are your shift days? We'll change the schedule just for you. It'll be fine. Um, nice, thanks a lot. I was just impacted by massive layoffs this year, and I'm looking for new perspectives. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm,
That sucks. Yeah, there's a lot of those going around recently.
yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, but it's like it's very hard to know specifically what to say, right? Because yeah, we have a lot of things going on in the industry, so it's like
Yeah.
it's a case by case thing.
Hmm.
Maybe you're just need to be in the right place in the right time. Yeah, but the
Yeah.
only thing that you can control about this process is working on your skills and try to be as good as you can be.
Hmm.
And the rest is like a little bit of luck and knowing the right people and showing your work to the right people. You know,
Yeah.
it can be tricky.
Yeah, it can be tricky. Yeah, it's tricky at the best of times. Um, Daniela says, idea for Leone, how about a pumpkin character with a giant forehead a la Frankenstein's monster? Bonus points for some bolts and nuts in it.
Yeah, you can just
Pumpkinify.
make up. Yeah, you can just make a monster that is a sum of every single Halloween monster in one.
Yeah.
So it's like a vampire, pumpkin, Frankenstein, zombie,
Mummy.
mummy,
Yeah.
like everything in one.
I think you should give that a go, Daniela. You should make the Frankenstein's pumpkin. Mm, uh, Shroy says, "Do you have any suggestions for a presentation message for a recruiter or art director?" Oh man, I have no idea about that one.
Yeah, I'm not the best person
Yeah.
to answer that because like the way I got stuff in my career was always more organic.
Mm,
Like so it's like I was just working on my skills and yeah, things just happened. So it's like
yeah.
when I started working for Moon Colony, it was because they found my art station. I did not apply for anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, so, that's why I say that working on your skills is the best thing that you can do. Of course, being visible, trying to be like easy to find, it's a good thing. And
Mm,
if you see like job openings, of course you can apply to them. It's better. But yeah, working on your skills is the best you can do.
yeah.
Make sure that you're ready when the opportunities come.
Hmm. Sneakyo says, I saw the new art challenge. I'll do my best to find some time to join. I have a lot of deadlines, but I need to do some personal art. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice way of doing personal art.
Hmm.
So it's like participating in challenges. It's fun.
Yeah,
And also I think it's good to, like, when you finish yours, see what other interpretations people had of that briefing.
yeah,
I think it's a nice thing to see. So for example, you can compare what you did with others, not just in terms of technique, but also in terms of creativity and approach. So it's like how each person interprets a briefing. It's very cool. I think there are so many things you can do.
yeah.
So like I drew the competition image, right? The demon guy, and it was the first thing that came to my mind. Said I would just draw a dude, and my inspiration was a lot of like Diablo stuff and like how Lilith in Diablo 4 looks. So it's like I want to do like a male version of that in a way. And I from the start I wanted to go for the symmetry, because symmetry can be very eerie
Mm.
or weird. I don't know. So let me try to draw a very symmetrical looking character, and it's good because I just need to draw half of it.
So yeah, just put the mirror tool on and just draw half. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly what I did.
Yeah,
The only thing that I draw twice was the legs, right? Because the legs are not mirrored,
yeah.
but the rest is just mirror effect.
And even then, you just mirror the legs anyway. Screw it, whatever. uh, yeah, I love this bird. This bird's looking awesome. Leone is an inspiration. Thank you for the live stream. He really is. Don't say that too much though, because you'll boost his you'll boost his ego
No,
too much, and it's not good. You don't want that.
no, I'm immune to that. Don't worry.
Yeah. So on our Discord we have these like weekly warm ups, and the one of them this week is like cryptid creations. So I was like, oh, I'd love to see people do their own version uh, of like
Little Jade.
little Jaden. Yeah, no, their own versions of like cryptids, like the Mothman and like the Loch Ness monster and Bigfoot and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
we've had some really good ones. Like
Cool.
we've had like a Yeti who is like got a tie, like a bow tie on, and is stood waiting at like a bus stop to go to his job.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Nice.
yeah, Peony Witch did like a really nice sea serpent, and about an hour ago, I've just seen it's on a Discord called Emmy Lou Tuesday did this little Mothman, and it's so cute. It's holding a little pumpkin that is like going trick or treating with it, and it's adorable. I love it so much. It's probably one of the cutest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it, but it looks interesting. I want to take a look
Yeah,
later.
yeah. It's in the Discord. It's adorable. Mm. Uh, hey again, how do you feel about AI? Do you feel job as an illustrator can be much harder to get? I mean, we try not to talk about the whole AI stuff on here, but I will just agree generally with uh, what Daniela says. Really,
Yeah, yeah, we don't control the world. So
not
it's like,
not yet.
yeah, we just control the moon. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, it's like uh, we cannot foresee the future. We don't know exactly what is going to happen. We just need to work on our skills. And that's it.
yeah. You just gotta fight the good fight.
Fight for the things you believe in.
Yeah.
One thing that I will say is
Mhm.
that when I was growing up, I had no perspective that I would be doing this today. It's
Yeah.
like when I did apply for college, I studied visual arts, right? And it was 2005 when I did the test to enter university. So it's like the world is completely different today than it was 2005. So it's like, how could I prepare for living in this world like
Yeah.
right now? It's like, for example, people that started drawing a little bit later than me, they got everything on like YouTube and online courses and a lot of good resources that when I was starting, I did not get. So I was like, oh, I kind of envy these people that already have all of this information. So it's like people that was like 10 years uh, younger than me, probably. Like they had a lot of things that I did not have. But at the same time, people that are maybe 20 years younger than me are going to suffer.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you just have to be lucky, I guess, to be in the right moments. Uh,
Mhm.
it's like, how can you, like people that was born in the 80s, like me, they had to go through some stuff, and then people that was born in the 90s were a little bit different, and like people from the 2000s are a little bit different also. So it's like we cannot control the environment too much.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to keep rolling with the punches, I suppose. Just
Yeah,
try not to let whatever it is get you down and keep on keeping on.
yeah.
Do you know when you'll next start the stylized illustration mentorship again? I don't think we have a date for the next
No.
starting one. It will almost definitely be after Christmas though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For with me, anyways, will be next year at
Yeah.
the earliest.
Yeah.
But we will have other mentorships with other
Yeah.
mentors before that. So just keep an eye
Yeah.
in the Discord and stuff.
Yeah, we'll probably do some kind of announcement when they open up again.
No, it will be Shadow Drop.
It'll be shadow drop. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, just keep refreshing the page from now until it opens, and you'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
You'll get there sometime.
Someday out of nowhere.
Yeah,
And you have 5 minutes to apply.
yeah, yeah.
I want Jaden's mentorship. That's
I,
what I want.
I keep saying to I keep saying that if people can tell me what they want from my mentorship, then I'll do it. But here we are. Uh, I totally get you as the same experience for me. I always started to compare with younger people, thinking, I'm super late, but then I got to the same point as you. Yeah, I think I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. I don't think there's ever a point where it's like too late to get into something.
Yeah.
Like where I used to work, there was people I'd meet and they were like, yeah, I was a teacher for most of my life, and now I want to go into the games industry. And they were like, 45, nearly 50. And it's like, well, and now they have jobs in the games industry. So it is what it is. It's less about age and more just about your competency and like ability, I suppose. Tips on how to be awesome, beard growing advice, how to not panic when talking to spectacular artists. Well, that's the thing. I don't know any spectacular artists, so it's
he just
fine.
trains with me, so he will be ready when a nice spectacular artist appears.
Yeah. Are these spectacular artists in the room with us now?
Yeah, for me, the advice to talking to like spectacular artists or remarkable people in general is like they're just humans,
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like people are people. It's just people, It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I still get like, I don't know, I still get nervous if it's the first stream that I've had with an artist or something, because you just never know really.
Yeah, especially if someone that you never talked before or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes my first real conversation with some of the artists that we have at Moon Colony are like on these streams. So sometimes it can be a bit scary. Daniela said, "Oh, how do you switch between selection tools like that?" Oh, is this the?
It's the polygon and the organic lasso. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is just the normal lasso tool, but if you press Alt, you can go to polygonal lasso. So it's like I'm selecting here.
Mm-hmm.
If I let go, the shape will close like this, right? But if I start selecting, then I press the Alt key, and then I take off the stylus from the tablet. You can move for whatever position,
Yeah. So you have to hold.
So
Alt.
Yeah, I'm just holding Alt. If I let Alt go, it will close the shape, right? So I can just do like polygonal and organic lasso in a single movement,
Yeah. We did a little short about it. I think it on the Lunar Academy socials.
Yeah, and I got really impressed that it's like on Instagram, anyways. It's like 150,000 views on that or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I need to do some more of that. I have some other ideas, but I did not have time to do it.
Mm-hmm. I was meant
okay, you have 20 minutes to render this. Let's go.
I just realized I was meant to put a link in the chat to the portfolio reviews earlier, and instead I was just staring at it in front of me. There we go. One of those days. See, I just pretend that spectacular artists are human but squee like a fangirl internally. It's fun.
Yeah, one thing that I think about people in general is like I don't idealize people all that much, I think. So I think this helps. It's not like deifying people. I don't know. People are humans that they have flaws, like they can be spectacular artists but terrible people sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, try not to mystify people out too much.
I think a big thing that helps me, at least, is that like my background isn't really in arts. Like I know about quite a few artists, but half the time I won't quite realize how famous or popular an artist is until someone tells me, and by that point I've already met them, and I'm just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this is also something that happens to me. Like I know a lot of the Brazilian artists, so I know the who are the like the most famous ones and things like that. But for like international artists, I don't know them quite as much. So sometimes people are saying, "Oh, this person works in this studio or whatever." I said, "Yeah, okay." I
Yeah.
don't know what studio is this, but
Yeah.
their work is nice. You know,
Yeah.
when I see it, yeah, it's cool.
um, oh, hey, Alan. Welcome. Uh, Alan says, uh,
Alan,
Alan says, this crow is really fun. Is he Corvo Jose? Maybe.
what?
I don't know. Yeah, he said it. I assumed it was like a reference to something.
I did not understand.
Uh, I don't know. Maybe Alan will explain it. Alan, explain yourself.
It's our friend Alan, or it's like
Yeah,
a regular Alan,
yeah, it's our friend Alan. Yeah,
the old man Alan.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, even when he speaks Portuguese, I cannot understand most of it. So it's just a normal day.
um, yeah, what Ignacio said in the chat is right. There's a channel in Discord. We've closed the portfolio review submissions for this Friday, just because there was quite a lot, and I don't want Rin to feel like she has
Too
a
many.
million to look through to pick some out. But yeah, you'll get if you're in the Discord, you'll get notified the next time that it opens. So it'll probably be it'll be in about 3 weeks, I think. The next one. Um,
Noise.
Corvo is Crow and Jose is a Brazilian name. Uh, also,
Ah,
we have a famous character called Loro Jose. Loro Jose.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay. I understand now.
it was a pun. He was being punny.
Yeah, you have to send a. Yeah, it can be a Corvo Jose. Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
But we say Jose.
Oh,
This is
Jose.
the Jose.
Um, I get confused about the pronunciation differences between 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 a lot of the like Latin speaking countries.
Yeah, yeah. In Spanish is Jose. In Portuguese is José. So
Yeah,
it's a little different.
yeah.
But if you need Portuguese lessons, you can ask Ignacio. He's from Curitiba. He have like a perfect Brazilian accent.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Jaden. Don't apologize. It's fine. I'm used to not understanding anything, so it's all good.
Why I'm making this like a crow material
I was gonna
render?
say you spent a lot more time on the crow than you have on the actual like pumpkin.
Yeah, it's good like this. I will not mess up too much with this. Let me go. Like I have 15 minutes to draw
to
the
finish it.
pumpkin.
It's a good job. It's only like a little study thing, so you don't have to do you don't have to do it like perfect.
I don't need to take this seriously.
Yeah. Elvira was like, try not to mystify Leoni. Meanwhile, Leoni, let's render this in 20 minutes. Yeah.
Man,
Oh man.
not a big deal.
In Catalan, it would be Josep? Josep? I don't know. It is what it is. Everyone pronounces the J different.
Yeah, and in English would be Jaden.
Yeah, in English, it's Jaden. What in Karakees? Whoa, I've never heard of that before. Hang on. I need to look that up. Karakees. I don't even what. Oh, it's like a. Is it like an accent specifically to? Ah, it's like an accent specifically to Rio de Janeiro. Oh, okay.
Ah, yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Carioca.
Carioca? Yeah, okay. Oh. Curitiba is Juan Carlos. Yeah, I thought so.
Juan Carlos
Yeah.
Paredes.
The name Juan Carlos is just stuck with me forever now. For some reason it's just stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's your name, Jaden.
My name
Juan
is
Carlos.
Juan Carlos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Juan Carlos Paredes.
I was the king of Spain at one point. Because it's your name. It's yeah, okay. I will call my firstborn son Juan Carlos.
Juanito. It will be Juanito.
Ah, Juanito. Yeah, that'll be
because
his
it's like
little
you are Juan and he's
little Juan.
Juanito.
Little Juan.
You know what this render is lacking, right? I know that the chat knows.
Is it gonna be rim light?
Yes.
Classic.
If we do rim light here, it will be instantly better.
Rim light on top of the light coming out of his face? Oh my, you're a madman. You're a madman.
So if we would add rim lights, because we have, we still have 13 minutes. It's a lot of time.
Yeah. You were like, I've got 15 minutes, and then you spent two minutes speed running it.
Oh no. Okay, so I have a plenty of time to draw more rim lights.
Yeah. Try reading this. Oh, I don't know if I want to. It's so awkward every time.
And yeah, they can also tell you to read bad stuff. I don't know.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I cannot see chat.
It's even worse. It's even worse because it was Ignacio that wrote it. So there's a potential that it could be something that I don't want to read anyway. Daniela says, damn, Leoni, I looked away for a second. Yeah. When you watch Leoni streams, you have to like glue your eyes onto it. Because if you look away and then look back again, you're going to miss out on a lot.
Yeah, sometimes I get like 20 minutes without doing much, but then like I said, okay, I have to speed run this a little bit.
Yeah. Right, what was it? It was Juan Carlos Paredes de Gran Bretaña Primero? I don't know.
From Great Britain, the first?
Yeah, I guess so. It sounds like it's in the wrong order, but I guess it makes sense for Spanish. I was following my instructions, painting some forehead.
What?
Sorry, that was from Daniela. Are you guessing? Are you doing the Frankenstein's pumpkin thing? It's just like the term painting some forehead just sounds so funny. Uh, you did really good. Wow, you impressed me. Thank you. Thanks. That took all of my effort to do that. Uh,
All of Jaden's brain power.
it really did.
Actually, one thing that I always do in the other ones is like having the actual background here.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Oh my god, he's flying.
Yeah, I will erase the shadow and redraw a shadow.
Luckily, there's a YouTube recording, super helpful in case I blink while Leonie paints. Yeah. What you need to do is you need to watch the VOD, but put it at half speed, and then it'll be more accurate.
Yeah, but I think this is not fair. If you see like Alex A painting, it's like way faster because like he can do 2 brush strokes and already have something that looks amazing. I don't know how.
Pure skill and countless hours practice. Alex says mine's a record. Alex A is like mine's a recording, and Jaden just speeds it up. True, it's true.
Yeah, but Alex A technique is like he really put the time into learning how to be efficient. And my technique is just I'm lazy. That's my technique.
So now the secret's out. No one can paint this fast. Yeah. What you're watching now is actually a pre-recorded video, and Leonie's just pretending
Yeah,
to paint over it right now.
yeah, and right at this moment, I did a change to the Jaden's brush. It's like pre-recorded when we rehearsed a lot,
Yeah,
so I could change to the Jaden's brush right in time.
yeah. The Jaden brush, it's there. It's still there. It's back when I had more hair and less beard,
And you are happier also.
and I was happier. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was just joining Moon Colony. We did not destroy his mind too much, you know. He was not corrupted yet.
Alex said if I put the time in, you mean he left his deadlines for the last 2 days for many years and had to do them as fast as possible, then yes, I did put my time in. See, what we've learned today, everyone, is that there's no good way to become a faster painter. It's either being lazy or just not doing stuff on time.
Or being lazy.
Or being lazy. Yeah.
Being lazy both ways.
True. But I feel like your version of being lazy is like I just want to get it over, like I want to get it done. So you just do it like as quickly as you can instead of putting it off for ages.
It's like doing it fast so I can play games earlier, and maybe Alex A is the opposite. I play games until like the last moment. Oh shoot, I have to paint.
Oh man, I forgot I had a job. Damn it. Always trust in the power of the deadline. Yeah. last sort of 10 minutes now.
Nice.
Daniela says, I love that you guys talk about skill and effort rather than talent. Well, talent is like, it's implied that talent is like naturally just given to you, and that's just not true. And well, I think it is to a certain extent, but you can definitely override a lot of talent with just time and effort.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ask most people that are good, they will say, "Oh, I have no talent. I just like pushed through it until I got good at doing it."
Yeah.
Maybe some people are fast learners and they can
Yeah.
develop skills faster.
I
This
think that's what it
happens.
is. Yeah.
But it's like it's more about you actually enjoying it and putting time to do it than like just talent.
Yeah.
So it's like talent will lead you anywhere. You don't put time to paint. So instead of having talent, it's better if you really enjoy this. So it's like you really want to paint all the time. So it's like, yeah, if you can make this into a like something that you really enjoy, you will develop skill.
Yeah.
But if you are all the time saying, "Oh, I hate painting. I hate everything I draw. I hate perspective. I hate anatomy." So it's like, okay,
Why?
why are you drawing then if you hate it so much?
Yeah.
And one thing that I say to a bunch of people is like, you don't need to be a professional artist. It's like maybe it's something that you just enjoy doing, and it's fine. Like you can treat it as a hobby. It's not like working with this is not for everyone in a way that maybe it's like you can draw whatever you want without being pressured by clients and things like that, and it's fine. You're not a lesser artist because of that. So yeah, sometimes it's just you have to figure out if you really want to make this into a job, or it's maybe something that you enjoy and it's a very cool hobby to have.
Yeah.
It's fine both ways.
Yeah. My brother-in-law, he went to university for like illustration, and then he left university and was like, yeah, this is not something I want to do like ever again. So he hasn't drawn since. Like he's like, no, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, or maybe it's like you really enjoy drawing. You draw all the time, but
you don't.
When you make it a job, you can start disliking it.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you don't really know until you give it a shot.
Yeah. Especially in the beginning, it can be very tricky because like you're probably working with small clients with terrible briefings or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, if you have the patience and the passion to do it, you can push through it until you get something that is really cool. But I painted and drawn very stupid stuff for clients before I could like work on nice clients, and nice projects.
You gotta appreciate the stupid clients to then,
Yeah, for sure. Like I remember when I got a job, like a freelance doing characters for a guy that was doing like a RPG scenario or like system, and he wanted me to paint the characters, but he did not have too much money.
Yeah.
And I was already working with this, so I was like, okay, I will do these characters for you, like, but I'll do like one every month or whatever, and he will pay me whatever he can, but I will use this time to practice stuff that my regular job will not let me, so like try different techniques or different approaches for painting or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think it was good for me because I learned a lot in that, so yeah, even if you're working in something that is not as cool, maybe you can work on the side with something else that you think might be cool.
Yeah. But if you've got the drive and the energy for it, then for sure. Cool. We are coming up to time. But how are you doing?
Yes, this is the end.
This is the end.
I think it's fine as is, as a little doodle guy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so let me put this full screen so I can show what we did today. So we did this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then real quick, I did this to show how I would make the internal part lit up. So it's like, it's good if you lower the brightness of the rest, so it's not like, if you just do this, it's fine, but it doesn't look like it's lit all that much. If you darken the rest, it's better.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did this little fella here.
Oh, look at him! What a legend! I love him. He just reminds me of like a little minion of the Pumpkin King.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, but you cannot mess with him because he might be little, but he can cut the backside of your legs.
yeah, he'll cut the tendon on your legs. So yeah, that will bring us round to the end. Finished right on time. So, thank you so much everybody for coming along and watching. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope that you also took part in the study a little bit and maybe made your own pumpkin creature or character. If you did, share it with us in the Discord. I'd love to see it. Thank you to Leoni as well for coming along on here. It's been nice to return to one of these sort of streams. They're always fun to see. But
yeah.
What else was there? Yeah, be sure to check out the competition on the Discord as well as the weekly warm up. It's the middle of the week, so you've still got plenty of time to take part if you want to. We'll be back tomorrow with what have we got tomorrow? I keep having to check every single time. Yeah, tomorrow we'll have Antoine back. We'll be taking some prompts from you guys, from the viewers, and we're going to make some cool like Halloween creatures. So if you're feeling up to that, come with your best prompts ready to go, and we'll pick a few and do them. But yeah, until tomorrow, see you later, everybody. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.